Hey guys, Dan here. Wanted to get on the camera super fast to tell you a couple things that I wish I had known when I first started backpacking. First of all, number one, backpacking is not an episode of Survivor Man. When I first started backpacking, it was just started because a couple friends of mine decided that we wanted to go live out in the woods for a day. I mean, we were trying to be manly. That was it. It spiraled into this whole thing of learning how to, identify plants, and we were going to shoot squirrels and cook them. And I got on YouTube and I started to research, and I just wanted to let you guys know that getting out there and backpacking, you don't have to be Survivor Man. It's possible to be comfortable and live off of just normal camping items that are just smaller and lighter to be able to start backpacking and be able to do it easily. I'll throw my list of some things underneath that I like to bring when I go backpacking. I can also throw some links to some inexpensive items that may get you started, but you don't have to be a survivalist to backpack. Number two, another thing I wish I had learned instantly, if I could just go back in time and tell myself, Dan, you don't need to bring as much as you think. When I first started backpacking, my first backpack weighed about 45 pounds. I brought a hatchet, I brought a saw, I brought 3 flashlights, I brought 2 battery banks because who knows, one night out in the woods your battery might die twice. I don't know. It was a pretty terribly miserable experience carrying that thing. The second time I went backpacking, I learned to dial it down a little bit, but I still started packing crazy stuff, thinking that the world was going to end if I didn't have it. And my backpack got down to about 35 pounds, which I thought was a pretty good decrease in weight for my second time backpacking. But what I didn't tell you is that I hiked 14 miles. It was a miserable hike. I was wearing the wrong outfit. I had bad shoes on. I had too much junk in my backpack. You tend to pack your fears, and you're going to learn that as you start to listen to all these YouTubers talk and you start to ask other people what to bring and what not to bring. People tend to pack their fears, and that is exactly true. That's exactly what I did. I started to bring things that I didn't need to bring. So as you're beginning to get your stuff together for your first trip or your second trip or maybe your third trip, go through it and think to yourself, man, am I really going to need this? And if you don't think you're going to need it, don't bring it, because all it's going to do is weigh it down. And here's another good tip for you. When you get back from your backpacking trip, lay everything out on the floor that you brought, and make an inventory of the things that you didn't use. And you might want to consider bringing it a second time, because there might be a situation where you bring it, but you'll start to pull things out of your backpacking gear list that you just know you're never going to use, and it's going to save you weight instantly. And the third and final thing I want to tell you real quick is backpacking for your first couple times is always going to be a challenge. I'm not trying to discourage you from backpacking, but I want you to go into it with the expectation that it's not going to be a National Geographic episode and you're not going to be singing The Sound of Music on top of the hills. You're going to have times where it's going to be difficult. You're going to have times where you're going to struggle. You're going to have times where you might not sleep as good as you thought, where you're going to get blisters, that kind of stuff. So go into it with lower expectations, not low expectations, but lower expectations. And I promise you, at the end of it, you're not going to be as discouraged. You're going to have fun. So that was just 3 things real fast about the things I wish I had known when I first started backpacking. If you like this video, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one.